The energy is insane. So we are at the Cohoes Falls. Whoa. How nice is that? Now I wish the fall foliage was here, but it's not. But they have a nice little area. You can come sit down and watch the falls. And then, that's a little bit of history here. Been here before. I don't know how much history I gave you guys, but here you go. So this Cohoes Falls, the water was used for power.
The Cohoes Falls was given its name by the Iroquois and is said to mean canoe falling. Many stories surround the falls. One thing we know for sure was that it was very important to natives and colonizers alike.
Okay guys, so this is another part of the falls. It's kind of coming down here, but this is Tony Mills. This is the factory where everyone would work. This is another view of the mills. Also the sites of where the Cohoes Mastodon was found. And it's now in the State Museum. You'll see that in my Albany video. Go check that out. But we have a big this factory was. Let's go to the front a little bit so you can see. And then we have a heritage trail right here. And this whole area used to be referred to as Prince Ditch, as you can see right there on the side. And it was full of water. Tons of water here. And the tenement homes were just up there I came from, and everybody would walk to work back in the day, right to the factory.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How is everybody doing today? Did you guys have an amazing weekend? Right now, this is a little awkward. I've done this introduction like 3 times because I am on break at work and life has been just a little bit crazy and so busy that this is right now when I feel like I have the time to sit down and talk to you guys. And I wanted to do something that I haven't seen on BookTube yet, or correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just looking in the wrong places, but I wanted to go ahead and celebrate Native American Heritage Month and read books based on Native American culture. And I thought that would be just fun, probably sad for some of the reads, well, at least one of the reads that I have, and I don't know, just exciting for me. Just I love to learn about different cultures, and yeah, as a history person, a person that loves history, this is right up my alley. And if you've read any of these books, I just want to share them with you guys. But if you've read any of these books, please let me know what you think in the comments below without any spoilers. But rate the books for me. Let me know what you think of these books. How I found these books is I just went on Goodreads, and they have a whole selection for Native American Heritage Month. And they have a bunch of books that they are recommending. So I had a few. I had one specifically that I've been trying to read for a while now that I'm going to put on my TBR for November. And then a couple more that I just picked up over the weekend. They were either at the used bookstore or a dollar book that I got on sale. I still have that book haul to do. It is at this point massive because I've found so many books. But I'll give most of them away. I promise. I'll give most of them away. But let me go ahead with my first book and show you what the first book on my TBR list is. So the first book, and I hope the light is okay. Again, this is outside lighting, so I really can't see myself that well. But the first book that I got was There. And from what I got, this book is by Tammy Orange. Tommy, I'm sorry. And it follows 12 characters. I'm looking down because I put a little note here. It says it follows 12 characters from Native communities, all traveling to the big Oakland powwow. And from what I looked up, a powwow is kind of like, a celebration or a meeting. And as they are going to meet up at this powwow, their stories interconnect and a lot of things happen from what I read about the synopsis. So I am excited to read this. And I saw this book everywhere, and I didn't pick it up. And then I found it for $1 just this past weekend. So that's exciting. Somebody just walked by. The next book that I have here, I picked this up, I believe, in 2020. I've showed this book before. I've tried to read this book before, and for some reason I couldn't get into it. Maybe it was just a time. I don't know. But I'm going to try to read this again. And this book is The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. Stephen. Let me read. A tale of revenge, cultural identity, and the cost of breaking from tradition in this latest novel from the Jordan Peele of horror literature, Stephen Graham Jones. Is it Stephen or Stefan? No, it's Stephen. Seamlessly blending classic horror and a dramatic narrative with sharp social commentary, The Only Good Indians follows 4 American Indian men after disturbing events from their youth puts them in a desperate struggle for their lives. Tracked by an entity bent on revenge, these childhood friends are helpless as the culture and traditions they left behind catch up to them in a violent, vengeful way. Sounds good. That's why I picked it up. A little scary, culturally intriguing. Let's do it. So we're going to try that again. Try to read that book. So the next book that I got, this is my nonfiction for the month, because this is also, from what I've seen all over BookTube, nonfiction November. But for some reason, I don't feel part of the little crew. I don't feel part of the group yet, so I don't feel like I can just be like, oh, this is my nonfiction November TBR. So I've created my, no, I haven't created this, but yeah, I just thought it would be nice to focus on Native American history this month, since it is Native American Heritage Month. Thank you. Anyways, nonfiction book, The Heartbeats of Wounded Knee. Now, this is going to be a deep one. I read the first couple of pages, and I already know this is just going to get me into my feels, make me want to go on a whole political rant. But yeah, excited to read this. And if you've read this before, let me know what you think. Yes. Now, the next book that I got. Listen, guys, I was so excited to pick this book up because for some reason, it's just my luck. I don't know. But every time I look at a book and I'm just like, oh, I really want this book, I'll go to the bookstore and like magic is there. It just happens. And that's what happened with this book. This was like, it just seemed like fantasy. It has it's pre-Columbian like tribes. They try to, let me see. Let me look right here because I don't want to say anything that's wrong. It says it's inspired by pre-Columbian America. So listen, and I don't know much about this book, and that's how I want to go in. I want to go in blind. I heard that there's a little, queerness in the book as well, which again, I'm all for. So let's do it. And that book is Black Sun. Now, got this book at the used bookstore for about, what was it? $8.50. I don't know if you could see that. But that was exciting because I saw this at Barnes & Nobles and I saw this at a few other bookstores, and I don't know, for me, I just don't want to pay $16 for a book unless, I'm really, 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 really looking forward to it. So this felt like a steal. Excited to have that book. Another book that I would like to read for the month of November. And as you can see, since I only read about 3 books a month, it seems like on average at this point, this is another aggressive TBR. So let's see how many of these books I get through, read, enjoy. Now, I'm also part of a book of the month. I don't really talk about it that much because, I just started. I'm only like 3 months in, and I don't know how much I like it so far. I mean, I haven't had a new book yet. I've had kind of the old ones. I loved Pure Nasty. That book is just super cute. The Hacienda was really good as well. And the book, can you guess what book I picked for Book of the Month for November? And this was what started my inspiration for this TBR list. So I picked White Horse. I don't know. I just read the synopsis and I was like, I have to read that book. I want to read that book. That book is for me. So let's read the synopsis here. It says, heavy metal, ripped jeans, Stephen King novels, and the occasional beer at the White Horse have defined urban Indian Kari James's life so far. But when her cousin Debbie finds an old family bracelet that once belonged to Kari's mother, it inadvertently calls up both her mother's ghost and a monstrous entity. And Kari's willful ignorance about her past is no longer sustainable. Haunted by visions of her mother and hunted by this mysterious creature, Kari must find out what happened to her mother all those years ago. Her father, permanently disabled from a car crash, can't help her. Her auntie, Squeaker, seems to know something but isn't eager to give it all up at once. Debbie wants to help, but her controlling husband keeps getting in the way. Kari's journey toward the truth, long denied by both her family and law enforcement, forces her to confront her dysfunctional relationships, thoughts about a friend she lost in childhood, and her desire for one thing she always wanted but could never have. It just sounds interesting to me. Native American history in general is very interesting to me. And one day, I'm bringing you guys to the Museum of the American Indian in New York City. If you have not checked it out, you should. I used to visit that museum a lot with my family when I was younger. And I can't wait to go back. They used to give performances and stuff. So hopefully after COVID and everything, they still do that. Or they just started it up again. But yeah, that is my TBR for the month of November. If you have read any of these books and you enjoyed them, please let me know. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. Right now, I'm actually reading The Last House on Needless Street. And let me just tell you guys, that book is just so interesting. One, the perspective of the cat is hysterical. There's three different perspectives. There's Ted, the guy that lives in this house at the end of Needless Street. He seems to have some mental health issues or concerns. Then you have his daughter, Olivia, that lives with him as well. Not Olivia, Lauren. Her name is Lauren. And then you have the cat, Olivia. And you get all three of their perspectives throughout the book. It's very interesting. I feel like if I talk too much about it, you just give away the whole book. Right now, I feel like I know what's going on, but I don't know because they haven't told me yet because I haven't finished the book. But yeah, it seems like you're in the mind of somebody that doesn't do great things. That's what it seems like right now to me. So we shall see. And again, if you read that book, let me know. I might do a whole full review of The Last House on Needless Street. Anyways, I'm over here. I'm always looking around because, not always, but when I'm outside, because I see all the things that are going on behind me and in front of me and around me. And I just ramble and talk so fast. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys in my next video where I'm hoping to either do the book haul that I keep on talking about, or I have 3 books that I really would love to recommend for you guys because I love them. They were very impactful to me in my life, so I want to share them with you guys. I will catch you guys in my next video. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.